welcome back. If you are new, welcome to my channel. Okay, now let's look at what we have in today's class. We are asked to find the matrix T if ST is equal to I. This is I, where I is this matrix, and where S is this matrix, and I is the identity matrix. Now this is from a topic we call matrix, and this is a JAMB question. Now how do we solve this kind of problem? Remember, the question says ST is equal to I, and this is S. So what it means is that, remember, ST is I, meaning that when you multiply these two matrices, it gives you an identity. So it means that, remember that, what this means is that one of these matrices is going to be an inverse. Let me clear you more. If I have 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, it will give me 1. This one is an identity. Now this half is what we call a multiplicative inverse. It's an inverse. Now this 2 is the real number. So when you multiply 2 by inverse of 2, it gives me what? Identity. I hope what we explained is clear. If I multiply 2 by inverse of 2, it gives me identity. If I multiply 3 by inverse of 3, it gives me what? Identity. Now, what this question means is that if I have ST is equal to I, it means that one of these is what? An inverse. So the question has given us S. And if it has given us S, it means you want to find T. It means that this T we want to find is the inverse of this S. So what it means in the other way around, what this means is that S multiply S inverse is equal to identity. So if we are given S, we are going to find S inverse. It is the S inverse of this S that when you multiply it together with S, that will give us identity. So what this question invariably is asking us is to find the inverse of this particular matrix, what? S. I hope it's clear. Don't mind them. They want to confuse us, but Online Maths Expo gives us tricks for every mathematical question. Okay, so let's solve this now. So what we have explained is that we are going to find the inverse of this matrix. So that we have minus 1, 1, 0, and 1. We are finding the inverse. So that inverse, when you multiply it with the original matrix, it gives us the word identity. Okay, so how do we get the inverse of a 2 by 2? This is a 2 by 2 because it has 2 rows and 2 columns. So we want to find the inverse of this 2 by 2 matrix. So how do we find the inverse? For inverse of a matrix, it is the adjoint of that matrix A over its what? Determinant A. So we want to find the adjoint of this matrix and then find the determinant. Okay? Let's first of all get the determinant of S. Here we are using S, so we say S inverse over determinant of S and adjoint of S. So let's get the determinant of S. Remember, the determinant of an inverse of a matrix is when you multiply the diagonal, the leading diagonal, you subtract the other diagonal from it. So for the determinant of this matrix, it will be 1 times minus 1. Minus 1 will multiply 1. I hope you are following. Then minus 0 times 1. 0 times 1. So this will give us minus 1 times 1 will give us minus 1. Then 0 times 1 is 0. So we have minus 0. And minus 1 minus 0 will give us minus 1. So the determinant of this matrix is what? Minus 1. Now how do we get the inverse? The adjoint. The adjoint of this matrix simply means, it's very simple. The adjoint of matrix S means to interchange the leading diagonal. This is the leading diagonal. So we're going to interchange it. And when you interchange it, it will give us 1 will come over, minus 1 will come down. So we're going to have 1 and minus 1. I hope you are following. Then, when you interchange the diagonal, the leading diagonal, you negate the other diagonal. Negating means here is positive, it will be what? Negative. Here is positive, 0 is 0, so it will still remain what? 0. So this is the adjoint of a 2 by 2 matrix. This is how to get adjoint of any 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, let's take that again. Change the diagonal, Here is minus, it will come down to be here. Plus 1 will come over, so this is what we have. Then the remaining entry in the other diagonal, you negate it. If it's positive, make it negative. If it's negative, make it positive. So here is already positive, we have negative 1. Here is 0, 0 is 0, we have 0. So this is the adjoint of S. So if we have gotten the adjoint of S and the determinant of X, we can get the inverse. So here, the inverse of X will give us, what do we have as our adjoint? It is 1 minus 1, 0 and minus 1. We are dividing it by the determinant, which is minus 1. So we are dividing this by minus 1. If you divide each one by minus 1 to give us 1 divided by minus 1, minus 1 divided by minus 1, 0 divided by minus 1, minus 1 divided by minus 1. I hope it's getting interesting. Please remember to subscribe us, okay? If you have watched till this point, it shows you are really understanding what we are doing. So please subscribe us for more tips and always comment. Like us. Thank you. Okay. 1 divided by minus 1 will give us minus 1, and minus 1 divided by minus 1 will give us plus 1. 0 over minus 1 is 0. Minus 1 divided by minus 1 will give us 1. So what we have as an answer, this is our answer. What we have is minus 1, 1, 0, and 1. If you want to verify whether what you did is correct, use this answer to multiply this matrix. You will see that you will have 1 as an answer. So the correct option here is option D. Thank you very much. Till meet another time. Bye-bye.